It has been 39 whole days since Rex Heuermann was cuffed and thrown into the Suffolk County Jail in Riverhead, New York. That's way out on the east end of Long Island. They said, those investigators and the police, prosecutors said, he's the Long Island serial killer who threw bodies away at Gilgo Beach. At least 3 of them, they say, maybe 4. And what's fascinating is that they said in the first few days, we're starting to learn about what he's been doing in jail since the lockup 39 days ago. And they said that in the first few days, he was just sort of lying on his cot, staring straight at the ceiling, day after day after day. That's got to be quite a sting, right? All of a sudden, pew, you're into the pokey. If you're innocent, holy Dinah, you're in a world of hurt because they're calling you a serial killer all over the press. And if you're guilty, you're thinking, oh man, I've had like decades of freewheeling, killing and dumping with nobody catching me, and now this? That's just my assessment. However, I do have some details on his day-to-day since he stopped just lying in his cot staring straight up at the ceiling. The sheriff said that he's in a 10 by 6 foot cell, shows very little emotion. Initially, he was on suicide watch. That ended August 3rd. He gets a mental and medical evaluation every single week. They physically have him kept away from all other inmates. It's called no contact. They did this because, and this isn't unusual, they said they think other inmates might look to get some street cred by harming him, so they have him on PC, or protective custody. He has bought some toiletries from the commissary. He has also bought pen and paper. Who knows? Maybe he's writing someone. Maybe he's writing his family because family has not come to visit. In fact, the only visitors, plural, on the log are lawyer, that's expected, and then this really mysterious one, really weird. One non-family member. Won't say who, but that's not the lawyer. Non-family member, but no kids, no wife. Nobody from the family has come to see him. So I want to know about sort of the mental trajectory of what it's like to be locked up if you're him. For that, I turn to Katherine Ramsland. Dr. Ramsland is super clever when it comes to this stuff. She's a professor of forensic psychology. She's the author of Confession of a Serial Killer, The Untold Story of Dennis Rader, the BTK killer. She did lots of interviews with Dennis Rader. So, Dr. Ramsland, in the first few days, the sheriff said that Rex Heuermann was staring at the ceiling, but lately he's come out of his shell or his stupor or whatever you want to call it, and he's now attending some religious services. He's checking out books to read from the prison library. Is that the common arc that you would expect? Is this kind of how it works? Like, take me through those first few weeks.
Well, I would expect first he would be shocked and want to prove that, think of some way he could prove this is wrong, there's a way to get out, some way to reconnect with his family and his old life. And then once he's adjusting to it and realizes he's in there for a while, he will return to things that are meaningful to him. Like if he is going to church services, maybe he was doing that before. If he's reading books, he's looking things up, maybe he's looking at law books for all we know. He's certainly going to be worried about his business. He might be contacting or thinking about contacting people who could run that for him while he's in jail, thinking that maybe he'll get out. I mean, he has a lawyer who is a real strong advocate for him. So there are a lot of things he'd be doing to try to ease the passage of this. He's similar to Dennis Rader, who also was arrested at the age of 59, had a family, had a church, was the president of his church organization, and a neighborhood job. He too was completely ripped out of that and had to face although he started to confess, but he knows now his life is done. He's going to be in prison for life.
Is there a moment, and I'm going to reiterate that Rex Heuermann is innocent until proven guilty on all of this, but if he is guilty, if he is like Dennis Rader, is there a moment when they actually come to terms and accept, all right, I did it, I'm caught, this is my new world? Or is there sort of a wall in which they cannot accept that they have lost everything?
Well, in a way, it's odd. I mean, Rader was captured in 2005. he did confess. He did say he was caught. But even today, I mean, I talked to him this week. Even today, he's still thinking about his old life. He misses it. He misses his family. He thinks a lot about the mistakes he made that got him caught. And he still tries to reconnect with the way things were before he went to prison, even though he's been there since 2005.
It's fascinating. It's shocking. No family, has visited him, but maybe it isn't. That's a topic for a whole other night. Will you come back and talk to me more? I could listen to you for hours, Dr. Ramsland. Thank you for this. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.